techniques, but this is a whole new level of trying to get everyone around you, all your clients, and then obviously everyone's concerns is obviously themselves, but also their dogs, their cats,
Absolutely.
All recent stuff going on, which I will have to explain, but it's a very scary and trying moment, as a veterinarian, as a small business owner, as a parent, as a husband, as everything. So no matter who you are, you're affected by this.
Absolutely.
Dogs, cats, doesn't matter. If you have a dog, if you don't, you're still affected. I think right now, the big problem, not the problem, I think the big fear is, since this is all new, this is a new virus to us. This is, I think, what's going on with the two, the previous dogs, and I believe they're in Hong Kong, that tested positive, and now the tiger at the zoo. Let me address that right now, because I'm sure that's what a lot of people want to know, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later, but of course, go ahead and give me your thoughts about that situation.
Right. So the reality is, right now, the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, the American Veterinary Medical Association, AVMA, all the government agencies, the veterinary agencies, there is no correlation, meaning there is no evidence suggesting these animals can pass it to you. However, right, so what they're assuming and what we think has been going on is those two dogs tested positive because their owners had it.
Yeah.
And what we think about the tiger, from what I'm learning, just as everyone else is learning, the American Veterinary Medical Association sent out an email this morning. They still have no evidence. And I think what is suspected is one of the tiger's handlers probably had it. And, think about it this way. If you have it right now, you are in your home with your dog, with your cat, and you sneeze on that animal, right? Those viral particles are obviously within that, right?
Yeah.
So that certainly is one of the things they are thinking has occurred with these. However, there's no evidence suggesting we can get it from a dog.
Dr. Cooper, we're having a little bit of trouble to hear you.
It ails that. You know what I'm saying? Just think for pets. You see it. Yeah, common sense here plays being smart, washing their hands. I'm sorry if you froze. What was that?
Yeah, can you repeat the information, because it's breaking up a little bit. I don't know if your internet or mine. Yours. I'm gonna blame you for that.
That's okay. So there's no evidence that we can get it from dogs and cats. Okay. And
till today.
Correct. This is a very highly studied area, obviously, right now. And I think they're conducting test after test to figure this out. But as I said, the CDC, the AVMA, there's no correlation, no evidence. That being said, I would still take extra precaution. And a lot of this is mostly common sense, right?
Yes.
Washing hands. I would definitely, we're supposed to be social distancing ourselves as is. That includes, your pets.
Okay, that leads me to my first question, Dr. Cooper, because of course we are humans, but as well we're dealing with a lot of stress, panic, misinformation, confusion, as you said, not only as a pet owners, but as parents and mothers and workers or whatever. So if we have pets in usually my audience, and you are, of course, a veterinarian, you have dogs, cats, myself as well, my people have. So we are going to apply that social distancing as well to our pets, even though there's no study that can tell us, yes, we're gonna pass the virus to them, or vice versa. Is that a precaution that we have to be very, aware that we have to implement in our daily basis?
Yes, because think of it this way, right? Let's say today you were to order food from a local restaurant and support a local business, right? Which I hope everyone is doing out there. These poor restaurants are getting hard. When you get that food, let's say it's in a plastic container, the recommendations are to disinfect and clean that container.
Yeah.
So the fomite, basically, if the virus is on that, you should take precaution, right? So in one way, you have to think of it that if someone is infected and their dog is with them most of the day, there's particles on that dog's fur, right?
Yes.
So I would also take precaution. If you're petting a dog, I would wash your hands after just to be safe, as you should be.
Yes, okay, but in regards, because sometimes we do that, we kiss our dogs, we kiss our cats, and not only, maybe on purpose, just because it's an instinct. We are with them all the time. We do this, we do the touching, the petting all the time, basically. So we have to be very aware of that too. Like maybe wear gloves while you're in your house, and if you want to pet your dogs or your cats, or regardless the pet that you have.
Yes, but I think the biggest concern these are continue is saliva, right? Now, people, right? Think about it. If it's respiratory secretions, salivation, same with dogs, cats.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is, every hour we're learning new information, right? Now I think this morning there were some reports of cats being more susceptible than dogs at carrying. Okay, but again, there's literally, this is something that's changing hour by hour, almost minute by minute. So we have to just stay informed. But I don't think people should be freaking out, and the horrific things I hear about people just dumping their animals. And that's just pure nonsense.
Yes, that's the second part of that's one of the points that I wanted to address with you, because yes, as you said, we have a lot going on in our life. We have a lot going on in our daily basis, and we don't know how to deal with this new novel virus. But as well, I think as a pet owners, as responsible pet owners, we have to educate ourselves in order to address how to to care about them, because they're family. Pets are, in my world, pets are family. Now, having that, you see the misinformation, as you say, is very dynamic. It changes every hour, every 45 minutes. So sometimes, yes, I can blame the people that is abandoning and dumping their dogs. But at the same time, if you have a media and mainstream media telling you that animals in general, they get a coronavirus, so you're gonna die. We're not sure if they transmit the disease. So what is a good advice for them, for that kind of like pet owners that are super nervous?
Turn the news off.
Right?
It's very hard to watch the news right now without becoming panicked.
Yes,
right?
100%.
And obviously it depends on what news channel you're listening to. But the bottom, listen, everything's changing. I think you can really get wrapped up and start freaking out if you keep watching the news nonstop.
Yes.
So if you're a pet owner, you have to, honestly, my best advice would be call your veterinarian. Like, I've had a lot of people calling me, friends, clients, the first person that sent me that news article was my mother.
Oh, yeah.
About the tiger.
Well, that happened in the Bronx. So you're from New York, right?
So, everyone needs to remain calm. You have to listen to someone who is a legitimate source. And I hate to say it, the media. So the news is starting to really scare people.
Yes.
I think if you have a dog or a cat and you're worried about that, obviously ask your veterinarian. Don't panic.
And what happens if that person or that pet owner doesn't have a veterinarian? What is your recommendation? To go to Google?
Google.
That's my question. Where they can find the legit information?
They need to get a veterinarian. I hate to say it. Do you know what I mean? Because no one else is going to give you a legitimate answer right now. In the status we're in right now, these things are changing. I guarantee at the end of this interview, I'll have another email that's explaining, the ongoing developments. But listen, everyone, the best advice I can give anyone, including my friends, family, clients, is be smart. Use your best judgment right now. You're social distancing, so that's included. You're not randomly going up to dogs, petting them, kissing them, hugging them. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, dogs, they are not. If your dog isn't going to go somewhere, meet a dog and pick this up. That's not how this works. Okay, so that's one thing people need to
understand. Yeah.
Right. So if your dog, like for instance, one of my dogs, okay, Blaze, he goes to doggy daycare every day. He loves it. He's still at doggy daycare. I have zero concerns. I know it's safe. They're clean. That's an excellent facility. You know, they clean, they disinfect, they take.
You trust them?
Absolutely. Like I couldn't even leave my leash and collar there because they have such good standards. So I'm not worried about that. Nor should anyone else. If your dog goes, you know, unfortunately, listen, this is tough for dogs too, not just people.
Of course.
You know, like you're going to have a dog that is super energetic and needs to go to the park every day. And now he can't even go to the park. They're closed.
Yeah.
So it's stressful for us. It's stressful for them. But as far as staying up to date on the medical information, it's not easy because you have, like you said, if you don't have a veterinarian, that's an unfortunate situation. You know, there's lots like the Humane Society, I'm sure, is updating their website.
ASPCA as well. Yeah.
Right. So these are all great organizations. They have some of the best docs at ASPCA. You know, so these are all reliable sources.
Exactly.
Not your friend who owns a dog or who you know.
Yeah, he heard that somebody said that somebody told her or told him. Yes, I think that's very important. It's, as you said, it's common sense. But sometimes in this kind of crisis, in this kind of like situation, they are out of our control. People, you know, it's very easy to get misinformation. I mean, to get a unreliable information because sometimes people get advantage of that. Some people, the scammers are out there, you know, trying to misguide people too in order to buy a product, buy a new antibiotic or something.
Right.
So I heard because I'm not a veterinarian. That's what I'm asking you. I'm trying to understand. And and please tell me if I'm right on this. I heard the coronavirus is a virus that has been out there for many years, but there are many coronavirus. It's not like the COVID-19 is related to
Correct.
humans, and the other coronavirus that they have other branch that belongs to animals.
Correct. Totally different.
Okay, can you explain us that situation? Because some people know, but you know, that's.
Yeah. So, I mean, the coronavirus that dogs have it's been known for is pretty much from what I was taught in vet school, and you know what a lot of I don't even know any veterinarians that vaccinate against it. I know there are some, but it's kind of not of concern. I guess if that's it has no correlation between COVID-19.
Okay.
You know, anyone thinking, oh, my dog was that's one thing has nothing to do with the other right now in the situation our world's in right now. It's very the coronavirus in dogs that you're speaking of is of the coronavirus family, but has nothing to do with COVID-19.
But that's my question. Is that for you that you're a doctor, right? So COVID-19 is, as you said, had nothing to do with the coronavirus that animals in their, I guess, in their natural habitat or immune system they carry. But how and why people say that COVID-19 is only related to humans? If now we're seeing that kind of situation with the tigers.
Because as if it was on a plastic bottle, right? It doesn't mean it's a virus of the plastic bottle. It's a fomite, that plastic bottle. It's a inanimate object that had viral particles on it. That's what they are trying to find out right now. You know, families, bacteria, viruses, they all
yes.
families, right? Like for instance, a virus we see quite commonly in cats, herpes virus, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now there's herpes viruses in humans, totally different, right? Not transmissible. You know, one species, you know, it's not zoonotic, meaning transmissible from human to animal, animal to human.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what they're doing right now. And I have no doubt these guys in the labs at all the vet schools right now, all the, you know, neurologists are studying this like we couldn't believe, because this is a concern, right? Now, I will tell you, I have not seen any change in my client base as far as respiratory signs in dogs or cats. Okay. So I think we're really just trying to figure it all out ourselves.
And so based on that, what the zoo staff were they were saying or writing, I don't know how was the statement over there. They came to realization that this zookeeper was asymptomatic, and then they started to see the lions, no, tiger,
Yeah.
sorry, the tiger started to cough.
Right.
Is that true? That can
Again, yeah, I mean, that's what I know they said. I don't know anything.
That's what they said. Yeah, in
Yeah,
your.
and I'm assuming that's true because obviously the veterinarian's thinking, wait, this animal showing respiratory signs, let me test. But I think we're all trying to figure out exactly what happened and how this occurred.
Okay. So in the meanwhile, what we do, we take, for example, if I take my pets, my two dogs, and because I walk them, right? As soon as I come back, what I should do to sanitize them and to clean them before coming
Right.
inside?
So,
what would you do? Your recommendation as a veterinarian?
Personally, I don't do anything.
You know what?
I don't do anything.
You don't do anything. Oh my God.
No, you don't, because I don't think you need to.
Okay, and tell us why.
I had people calling me. A lot of people are asking me, what should we do to our dogs when we come back in? I don't think the virus is going to stick on my dogs. For instance, okay, if my dog's walking on the street and there's a viral particle on the street, my dog steps on it, travels into. I think the likelihood of that happening is so small. We should be a lot more concerned with social distancing ourselves.
Yes.
And doing the other things that we know.
Yeah.
If you're going to clean your dog's feet, honestly, the best thing to do is some dilute soap and water.
Yes.
You want to do that.
100%.
No caustic agents, caustic chemicals. I had people, they wanted to bleach their dog's feet. I was like,
Yes, I've seen that.
Soap and water. If you want to do that. I will tell you though, again, I'm the kind of, shoes aren't allowed in my house. My dogs aren't allowed to just go upstairs to my bedrooms or anything like that. I'm going to be honest. I don't wash my dog's feet.
You don't do that in your personal case.
No.
Okay. And what about the fur? For example, as you said previously when we started the podcast, you said, well, some particulates can touch the fur, and then we pet our dogs, and then.
Put it this way: if someone sneezes on my dog, if that scenario I would bathe my dog, right? If I don't know this person, but otherwise, again, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go panic mode.
Yeah, panic mode is one thing. Now the extra mile, maybe if you makes you feel better, or maybe makes you, feel more relaxed, that you're not going to be wondering about that situation. Maybe
right.
In the future, can we at least use baby wipes or maybe soap and water and
soap and water. Baby wipes for the feet, sure. Soap and water. Honestly, if you want to wash your dog and it makes you feel better, it's not going to harm them.
Yeah,
what's going to harm them is chemicals.
Yes.
Okay.
Understand.
Yeah, common sense.
In regards to food, there's any precaution that pet owners they should be taking or changing diets, or just keep it the same way? Keep it
the same way. Change diets. In this scenario, you're going to have blowout gastrointestinal signs, and then you're going to be at the vet when that's not what you want.
Okay.
I would keep everything as is. You don't want to rock the boat.
Exactly. Because of course. What about the people that in this scenario that maybe can happen, and I know have been happening. I don't know anybody that is dealing with that situation, but I heard somebody through a friend that he got infected and he has 2 pets, 2 dogs.
And they're stuck at his home.
So yes, and they're stuck in the home. What is the recommendation there? If you're not able, you have to be isolated in the room, and then if you live by yourself and you don't have nobody or somebody extra in your family that take care of your dog, how we do in that case? What is your recommendation for that person or that people that get infected?
That's a challenging scenario, right? You want the pet safe. Safe. So, I saw a video of him that was feeding the dog in the apartment above him from the balcony because the owner had been in the hospital and the dog was stuck in the apartment. So these are trying times. I mean, God forbid that situation arises and you don't have anyone. Like, we had a situation here with not COVID-19 related, but something like that happened where the owner was in the hospital. He called us
Yes.
And we had to make arrangements to get that dog to us, and it stayed with us. So in that scenario, I mean, hopefully these people have someone, family, friends close enough to them that they can gain access and get those animals to a safe place, whether it's a boarding facility, a home,
yes,
a veterinarian, and obviously taking precautions, you know. So, I mean, the animal services is there to help, I'm sure. But what, we don't want is an influx of animals dumped.
absolutely.
But if an owner is unable to get access, if you're unable to get access to that dog, right, then I think animal services is probably your best bet because it's through the government, and they can hopefully gain access and get that dog somewhere safe with the understanding that it'll get returned. As long.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a temporary foster for that dog until the owner deals with that, and then
Miami-Dade Animal Services, and I'm assuming Broward is offering fostering services. They're fostering pets, which is great, which is huge.
Yeah, that's something that people should be looking up, because I think that's a very resultful tool for them. And as you said as well, considering to get a boarding place for your pets as well, do you think that's 100% safe, or do you recommend the people that first Google that place and then go and contact that place if you're not familiar with that boarding place? That's my question.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely, right. I would do my due diligence as anything. But I just found out from Jay, that Animal Services is offering fostering pets until the owners do recover, which is a huge, amazing.
That's amazing.
Right. But if you're going to a boarding facility, absolutely, I would recommend researching. But I mean, if you're in this scenario, I think the last thing you're going to be able to do is research a facility. You just want your animal safe.
Absolutely. Do you have in this moment cases like that in your clinic?
Thankfully we don't.
Are you ready to get to mentally? Are you prepared, and physically are you prepared if that is the scenario in next 2 weeks?
Yes, we have been taking every precaution and preparation we can do. I mean, we've been, since this began, we've been doing curbside only. Clients are not allowed in the facility. We are masked. We wear masks whenever our staff's around each other, and clients as well. I mean, we're taking every precaution. Disinfection every hour. But we are ready. Yes, we hope it doesn't come to that. But we do have the abilities, as do all the animal hospitals in the area.
Yes. And how you keep your staff safe, besides of course wearing gloves and wearing masks, that usually that's a common situation in a medical field, of course, but extra precaution, like going a little further now that we don't know the impact of pets and this COVID in pets and people.
Yeah, so we are, for us, everyone's gloved up with every animal, changing gloves, washing hands, masks, we're taking every precaution we can. Our staff is trying as hard. We're trying as hard to social distance ourselves from the clients.
Yes.
But also, we also need to become, and then not only as my staff, but as a father, I'm taking every precaution I can, because I don't want to go home and my wife, my kids, I don't want anyone to get, it's a very scary time. But we're doing everything possible. And again, we're able to handle this, but we just don't want to have to open up the door for multiple animals that need to be boarded, because unfortunately their family and parents are in the hospital.
What is your take on this situation? What do you think will be happening in the near future? As a veterinarian, as you, like your common sense as a veterinarian, say, okay, maybe or maybe not. I know this is new to everybody.
Well, I'm hoping people start listening better and, following the rules. Listen, I hate to say it, as a veterinarian, it's essential right now.
Yes.
But I still have people coming for non-essential things. And, you want to help your client as much as you can, but you also want to do the right thing.
Yes.
And the smart thing. I don't think this is going to go anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately.
How long do you think will take?
I think this is the new normal.
Me too.
I think hopefully, I would love the social distancing and everything to work and then get back to more of a normal lifestyle. But I also think people are going to be have some post-traumatic stress due to this. And I think it's going to take a very long time. The one thing is, I think as we learn more regarding the pet's involvement and potential involvement, I think that the setting can really change for the better or for the worse.
And what about your practice? Are you in the future, as you said, maybe this is going to be the new normal, maybe the dynamic, and I'm sure the dynamic of the world, of our society will change, and it's changing already. We're facing a new reality, of course, and new interaction between human beings and and other species. Are you willing to go, like, if I'm your I know you for I don't know how many years. I'm not gonna say how long because I'm gonna look old. So, but what if now the new tendency would be like, okay, let me call Dr. Cooper and let me do this online or Skype or Zoom.
A lot of my colleagues have moved to telemedicine.
Yes.
However, it has its place, but for animals, we have to touch them and examine them because they can't talk to us. I think this is very tough for the small animal veterinarian clinics, not the privately owned ones.
Yes.
The corporations are different. They have, but this is a very tough time. This affects our business. It affects our staff.
Of course.
So I think there's stress on multiple levels. But I think everyone is going to have to adapt and change their business model a little bit after this.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, and kind of obviously hope for the best, but you're going to have to, adaptability is going to be huge, I think.
Absolutely. But that's one of the things that I was thinking about this morning. I'm not a veterinarian, of course, absolutely not. I do all this stuff and I do assessment behavior, but you have to meet the dog. You have to touch as a doctor, as a veterinarian, you have to evaluate the dog. It's a big handicap that you have there in order to do the right assessment for them, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's, don't get me wrong, there's conditions, over the phone, once you tell me the clinical signs, I have a good idea what's going on. But without examining an animal, to me, I can't.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm sure you feel kind of frustrated sometimes because I feel in some words that you use, you're kind of like contain that kind of frustration that you may have as a doctor as well, because you deal not only with your personal life, it's just in order to help other pet owners and as well their pets, right? Yeah. What about the birds and all the different animals that people have as a pet owners? Because I know people that have reptiles, they have well, I don't know the name of the chinchilla. I don't know how it says in English.
Sugar glider, chinchilla.
Chinchilla. What about those pets? What about that, people?
Same things apply, really. I mean, the good news is most of those animals never leave your home, tank, or their habitat. But
tortoise.
What?
The little tortoise, the little frogs and
tortoises, turtles, all those. I mean, owners know to wash their hands after handling those always. But I mean, only time will tell right now.
So social distancing with them too, with your birds, with your parakeets, your parrots, everything. I don't know. I was thinking about this morning.
Bird, I don't think. I mean,
rabbits.
Bird usually stays. Yeah, but they usually stay in their habitat. Is what I'm saying. They're pretty good at social distancing.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I understand that, but still, if you're the type of parent, pet parent that you allow your kids to play with the rabbit all over the house, I think that you should be considering that as well, right?
Right. Just make sure you wash your hands and use your common sense.
Common sense all the time. Well, I think common sense, if we had the common sense, this situation would never be arise in the way that have, starting with, with a lot of cultures, and I'm not blaming specific cultures, but yes, there's kind of like a natural order that we need to follow through. See, in my opinion, I mean, in my
I agree.
opinion. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but that's my
No.
opinion. How is
I agree.
what about New York? Are you planning at some point to visit your family? How are you dealing that with your family that's in New York?
No.
You
Yeah,
have a lot of
yeah,
family over there.
they're all there.
Are they
No,
okay?
yeah, they're okay. They're, home. It's very stressful there for them. It's tighter quarters. So I can't I have friends that are veterinarians in Manhattan. I used to work in Manhattan, and they're stretched very thin.
Wow. Well, Dr. Cooper, I appreciate your time. I know you're very busy. I know you have a lot in your your plate right now. But thank you so much, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I wanted to clarify the air a little bit for my audience, the people that follows me, that are mostly pet owners and pet lovers and animal lovers in general. And if you have any updates, please keep us posted, because I think it's very important. Information is key, and that's the key to be successful, and especially in the situation that we have, so much going on in our lives.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cooper.
Thank you.
Say hi to King. Bye. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.